Greetings, everyone. This last Sunday, we completed our first communions at the 9:30 Mass, and at the Saturday evening Mass, we baptized and brought to the altar for the first time our elect for this year, Jody, and so we pray for him as he's beginning his journey of conversion that we've all been on as baptized followers of Jesus. This coming Sunday, the Feast of the Holy Trinity, church will be open for all the Mass times. I encourage you to sign up to come to Mass. We just ask you to please reserve a place for yourself. And you can do that by going to our website, and on the main page is an icon that says Save a Seat, and you click on that, and the bulletin that you received from me this last week, either via email or in the regular mail, was the code that you need to have, and then you save your seat, and then you'll have a receipt that will come back to you by email. We ask you to print that and just bring that along with you. If you know of someone who is unable to access the internet, we certainly want them to come to church as well, and all they need to do is call the parish office, and in the same bulletin that I mentioned, last week's bulletin, is a extension number that when they hear the voice recording, they just enter in the extension, and we'll take them to that particular mailbox where they would leave their name and phone number, etc., and information. And so we have somebody then who will pick those messages up and make those reservations and then call those people. So hopefully we're going to have to only do the save a seat thing for a few months until we really kind of get ourselves opened up a little bit more. But we certainly encourage everyone to start heading back to church, even though we have to wear masks, etc., but we have to do that in the grocery store as well. But it's a way for us to come back to the altar of the Lord and to receive the Blessed Sacrament in a very special way. One of the things that certainly has been getting our attention recently, other than the coronavirus, is the recent protests and consequent riots in some places. And I think it's just important for us to offer in prayer certainly those people who are victims of this violence, but also to remember that the reason for the unrest is in part because there is a great deal of inequity in our society that we need to be aware of, and we need to do as much as we can personally in our lives and in our collective life to alleviate that inequity. Certainly, violent actions is no solution for that inequity, but it does point to the urgency, at least, that some people feel. Pray especially also for all of those law enforcement officials who find themselves kind of caught in the crossfire. Oftentimes they're asked to be enforcers of the law and also counselors, which is a big bill to ask of anybody. And so we pray for them in a special way and offer them up in our prayers. And we really need to seek a just world in order for us to have peace. And Saint Paul VI said this 45 years ago, and it's something that still holds true, not just in our own nation, but in the world around us as well. So our judgment always does no one any good. What does people good is our prayers. And so our disdain will not help anyone, but our prayers very well might help the situation, and certainly very well might open our hearts even more to understand how each in our own personal and private lives we need to be more equitable with the people that are around us, our family and our friends. And that's never a bad thing. And it's hard work, and that's why when it's done, it does give us peace, but it is difficult work sometimes. If it was easy, we'd all be at peace right now. So the hard work is the working for justice in our life, personally, and then also to be instruments of that in the public life as well.